Let's show our game. In the bottom right of Silphith, we do have Gerald, and in the center top we do have Rumeith, playing as the Brood War Zerg here. Remember, Brood War Zerg, one of their strengths was how insanely many Hydralisks they can make. It feels though like I have yet to see a very solid performance from Brood War Zerg overall. But then again, I don't really have anyone seen do the plague grind, so... I'm also like installing my laptop. Trying to do a new install on my laptop, so I'm kind of, you know, looking a little bit above my shoulder to see when that's gonna finish up. Now Gerald is gonna come in here, he's gonna scout the first hatchery from Rumeith. There's a poo behind this, a gas, and there should be a third hatchery coming down very soon. On the other side, Gerald just opening with a gateway expand. Starting that harassment, we of course see Silphith does have more patches. It's one more patch than the original StarCraft one, I want to say. 16 to 18, yeah. It's one more. Oh, he's gonna kill a drone maybe. He needs to be careful there. Oh, there. I love that sound. Pshom pshom. Cybernetic Claw on the way here. And there's the third hatchery as well. 3 hatch style here, as the production facility is the hatchery. Cybernetic is done, so we're gonna see the tech. Is he gonna go Stargate here? I really wonder. We've seen a lot of Twilight options going into Fast Storm. I feel like Colossus is also a possibility. The Storm doesn't really feel that powerful here from the Brood War races, from the SC2 races, I have to say. And it's gonna be indeed a Stargate, so he might just go into Oracle or even Phoenix. I don't really think it's gonna be Phoenix. It should be Oracle. Stasis traps, pulsar beam, just too strong to pass on. And the drones, of course, are light, so they eat a lot of damage there. The Adept is going in a little bit of a funny way here. Let's see what he can find. Need to quickly reboot my laptop here. And the Adept is gonna shade out, even though it was surrounded by those links. Got away. We do see Stock is blocking the entrance. There's going to be shield battery to heal that one up. Those Zerglings are very strong. They have native increased attack speed here. And the Adept coming in again, trying to go for a drone assassination. Is going to maybe get one up. Good saves here so far. And yeah, he won't get any drones. Pretty well done. We do have actually a Robo Bay behind us on the way, so it's only going to be one Oracle and then fast Colossi, it seems. It could be Disruptors. I don't expect Disruptors. Oh, I love it. They have the Geyser already in. It's the Zerg Geyser. It looks so cool. Oh, the Extractor. It looks so cool. Look at that. Even has a small icon. Really beautiful stuff here. So the Oracle's just kind of zoning out the Lings. Place the stasis trap. It's playing this very defensively. We do see a 4th hatchery here, evolution chamber on the way, and the Hydra mass is about to start here. There's another base on the way. Base number 3. That's gonna be hatchery number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he needs like one more hatchery to be in all of that Brood War glory. And on the other side, oh my god, like he's going Gerald is going for all the techs. He enabled his robo tech and he's not producing anything. Oh, he's supply blocked. So he's trying to get out of Colossi, but he is supply blocked. He's waiting for the pylon. He needs to start another pylon ASP because the Colossi is immediately going to eat 6 supply away there. And he's going into charge right after that, already with that Twilight here spinning. Probe's getting picked off, and yeah, this is going to be difficult for Gerald to move out to take 3 bases here. He has a immortal double stalker, and that probe should be enough to deal with any amount of links here, like small amount of links, which we do have currently out on the map, so it should be fine here. But the Hydra bust is about to start, and that Colossus, remember, it was a little bit delayed because of the what's it called? Because of the supply block. And there's another supply block. Gerald getting supply block. No pylon on the way. Oh my god, he's killing a probe now to get that Colossi spinning, but look at that. And this cancel has to be... This Nexus has to be cancelled. So no way there. And a spy on the way, so you can go into Scourge against Colossi, of course, which feels funny, but it does work because they also classify as air units. I can't believe that Hydra did survive. They're not light, by the way, so the bonus damage from the Colossus against light does not apply. It only deals 11 damage, but it's still a lot of damage to Hydras. We do see Overlord speed on the way here. Spire halfway done. Then a push from Gerald, but Gerald has been playing a little bit timid. It's been all over the place, it feels like. And yeah, not sure if this is gonna work out here. Already that Overlord speed, of course, there, but those force fields, man. Pretty nice. One Zealot getting trapped behind. And yeah, the Overlord's of course very fast, swift here with that speed. We tried to kill that rock tower, but this one has 10 armor, so that doesn't work out like you're trying to do it. Warp Prism, whooping in 6 Zealots here. I'm not sure what he's planning to do, but we do see 12 Scourge on the way, so that will be a bunch of anti Colossi there. And in addition to those Hydras, that might just be a little bit tricky to deal with. Gets the Overlord. Sad to see that guy die. But there's the Hydra mass. He's making 7 more. Already is 46, 47. And look at the supply. He's only sitting at 129 supply. So maybe, yeah, the big strong advantage that the Brood Berserk does have is their 1 supply Hydra, because it's extremely supply efficient. Boom! There you go. 2 Scourge do pick off that Warp Prism. So 4 Zealots inside. There was like 600 minerals. It's a very expensive pick. And yeah. The Hatchery will be defended. This is all seen. The Overlords are just juggling there. And these Zealots are getting cornered. Now, he knows where this big army is moving right now, so he should kind of exploit this situation, and he's trying to do. He's going to go with a few Zealots into that 3rd base, but that's already kind of defended. Oh man, those have been seen by the Overlords, of course. And even now, the Scourge actually. The Scourge, oh, this, yeah, this is an issue, okay. So the Scourge vision range needs to be nerfed very much, I feel like. They had like no vision in original Star. Why is the vision so big? We need to talk to the devs. We need to talk to the devs. We need to get this fixed. Now the big attack is about to start here. Immortal getting lured out. What is Gerald doing here? That's a nice storm, but in the end, one more storm does do the trick there. All of the Scourge not getting split off are gonna fall here. Another storm on top of the Hydras. He does have those triple Colossi still firmly here at home, and the Hydras are not gonna break that position there from Gerald. Let me see if I can start the laptop from the DVD I just created. Reboot and select proper boot device. That sounds good to me. Okay, so that didn't work. I guess I need to do this again. Now an Archon is ready here to pounce, but there's just... I don't know, why did he even make one? Just because he wanted some units? I mean, it's gonna be nice against the Scourge if he can get a hit in, but he doesn't really. Colossi out on the field, surrounded by those Hydras. I mean, it's just too many, even though the AoE is doing a very nice job here. There's more and more Hydralisks behind this, but as I say, I felt this was an earlier mistake by a lot of Protoss players against the Brood Berserk. Just going heavy Colossi is a way to play the game here against this Hydra style. And heavy Colossi with a bunch of Archons to just keep them safe from the Scourge and Storms, that should just be enough. It's a super gas intensive mixture, then you also kind of naturally end up with a lot of Zealots in addition to that, but you kind of want to tag that, bro. Keep tabs on that one. Zealots are getting caught here all over the place, and it's just not working out. Scourge getting in on top of that Colossi, but they're not killing it, so you kind of need 3 to kill a Colossi. This base is wrecked. There's not enough defenses. There's too many Hydralisks coming in. High Templar being warped in right now. There is no overcharge ready, and even the pylon does get picked off before the Templar is complete. Oracle is getting sniped here. There's only Hydralisks really, but it's just so many, and they're so cheap. We can have a look at the resource loss. It's almost even. Look at that. And they have like almost triple. They're almost tripling the numbers at this point. It's gonna be another dead base here. There's no cancel. Gerald not really playing to his highest form, it seems like. A lot of uncharacteristic mistakes here. Oh my god, those Lurker spines into the Templars. Templars shooting at Lurkers, that's crazy. There's no more Colossi with this, so there's only AoE Storms here right now. And while they're good, they're just not good enough, it seems like. And he will run out eventually. I mean, he's having like the eternal Protoss problem. It's just too many Hydras. But that's what I said, man. You just go for like 5 Colossi, go 3 Archons, and... Come on, Scourge. Try to get me. Try to wreck me. We're not gonna die to Hydras anymore. At least you shouldn't. But, I mean, Gerald is starting to mine out. His main is almost dry, the natural is about to run dry, the third base is just... He just cannot take this, and he's gonna collapse these rocks now. But that will not block this area, but rather this area, so it's a little bit different from what you imagined. But it's still gonna be something to chew through here for Rumeith. And it will cut off a little bit of the circulation, but he needs to be careful because Gerald has no vision in the middle right now. And Rumeith can basically push into the natural without Gerald noticing, and that's exactly what's happening right now here. He's warping in a bunch of more units here at that third base, but see that? Into the natural with all of the units, into the main base. Hydras need to stop. This is a death trap though for all the AoE, but oh my god, man, he does have Lurkers with this. He's starting to spread out. He's spreading more and more Lurkers. All of the army trying to come back here is completely getting disconnected from their lives. And they're still trying to come in here, but those lurkers, I don't think there's vision right now. The observer is just parked over here at the entrance, is not moving right. There's reinforcements coming in here to kill that nexus. There's links inside the main. The natural has been completely destroyed at this point. The counter-attack zealots are not really doing anything. A hydralisk even shooting at that prism already. We see the nexus at the fourth base, excuse me, explode. And meanwhile, the army has been pushed back. This war prism does survive. But at what cost? I mean, he does lose the natural base. He does lose the fourth base. He has the third base still running. The main base is dry. We're sitting at 20 drones. This is the last army. And there's not really anything that's equipped to deal with a bunch of Hydras because it's mostly Archons. We do have 3 High Templars. This is a brutal, brutal way to die here for Gerald in this first map. And while those storms are quite nice, it's just too many Hydralisks, I feel like. Rumeith is sitting at 140 supply against 70 here from Gerald. The army supply is quite even, but that's gonna change in a hot minute. We also do have a lot of static D here, and even more coming in for our Zerg player. And Lurkers burrowed here and there to already get rid of the shields. And we see those Archons are already depleted here. Those High Templars, which have been rewarped in, are also kind of low. They got hit by some Lurkers and Hydras. They're on the way. You don't really want to walk into the spines, but this observer, if it gets too close to the spore colony does insane DPS. It's quickly gonna dispose of that one. We do see a cancel on the natural nexus. There's... what is this? Oh my god, he's waiting for a Colossus to pop. That's so funny. There's Storms here trying to get rid of this at the third base, but this is the last base standing for Gerald here, really. And he's trying to get done what he can. He has 3 observers, but as you can see, the Hydras, and yeah, there's the last observer gone. So yeah, he's even waiting for observers at this point. It's kind of crazy. Now he's pulling those back. He's going in again. So Rumeith does lose 1 base and Gerald does lose the game. It's essentially what's happening here. And without any detection, it's just impossible to kill those lurkers, really. And 1 single G. Okay, so this thing didn't work. I need to try another one. I'm afraid. That's very sad. Oh shit. Okay. So how does this properly work? How do you burn? I need to burn a freaking DVD. And have it as a bootable disk. It's crazy, right? It's been ages since I've done that. "15 years ago, tutorial, YouTube. Show me how."
File is usually quite large and it's meant to be burnt onto a CD or a DVD. You can tell that it's an ISO image because it ends with a .iso extension. This image file basically. So in order to burn that, all you need to do in Windows 7 now is right click on that ISO image file and then go to the top here. It says burn disk image, and then you get this pop-up window that says Windows disk image burner. Choose your DVD drive that burns to CDs. You can check off verify disk after burning, which takes a little bit longer, or just burn it right away. And that's it. That's all you have to do.
Okay, one moment. trying to frickin' install Windows 7 on my laptop because Windows 10 is just too much for it to handle. It's so old. But I don't want to, you know, I kind of want to try to, you know, get it a little bit more powerful again. Getting rid of all of the Windows junk with Windows 10. And just use Windows 7 even though it doesn't get updated anymore. It doesn't matter really. Because, well, why would I, you know, use something that already is too much for the PC to handle anyways, right? So... it just feels like I'm not getting anywhere. I have an ISO, right? So that's great, but... I mean, I don't know. Let's have a look at this one. We're looking at the map Maganatha. There's Gerald, there's Rumeith, and Gerald picks the StarCraft Brood War race, yeah? Okay, so he's blocking the hatchery effectively. He's thrown down his double gate opening. It's a common thing in StarCraft 2. Yo, shoot battery, good to see you, mate. And there's your Nexus follow-up. There's gonna be Zealot pressure, I assume. And indeed, he's already starting up the first one. Is he gonna go into fast Zealot leg? Maybe some... I feel like DTs are a solid choice against SC2 Zerg. He's just gonna mass produce the Zealots. And this is of course seen. He could throw down a sheep battery even. He could throw down here at that third base. There wasn't really any vision over here and there still is none. He just sees this probe. Now he's gonna use these Zerglings of course to push back the probe, but I feel like it's a wasted opportunity. You could have created a wall next to the hatchery and just get like this sheep battery gone. No, triple Zealot here. Stacking more and more Zealots, the fourth one is about to show up, but the Queen is gonna pop, and I feel like this was never gonna work. I mean, now he's just gonna shred the links though, but... Those Zealots are powerful, man. They're crazy. Still has more on the way. He's completely wrecking the links. The Queen is in parallel as well. If he teams up with the next two Zealots, we're gonna be at 5 Zealots here. And he can again regen those shields. Those are, by the way, numbers, regen numbers on the actual Protoss shields from Brood War. The shields for the actual SC2 race of Protoss do regen way faster, but there's too many links now with speed, of course. Should be enough to get this cleaned up. Those Zealots are doing a good job though in trading. That's some insane trading. In the minerals is not that much actually. Not that much of a difference. Still just mass producing Zealots. Do we have a... yeah, Citadel of a Dune and a Forge actually come up, so he really wants to have the +1 going, I feel like. Now +1 carapace coming in here for Rumeith, already preempting that +1 from Gerald. This is for the Zealots. That's gonna be a good move here for our Zerg player, even though it does not provide him any benefits as of now in this actual trading now. It will pre-counteract basically that +1 damage here, which is gonna come up from that forge. He needs to grab extra geysers, I feel like. He's just mass producing zealots right now, but it's not really working, trickling in those zealots. He has 1 dragoon now, there's no dragoon range, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there's no upgrades right now. The dragoon is even gonna get kind of surrounded here by those lings and cleaned out. Zealots not able to save that, and just lings are kind of swarming here. Ship battery is on the way, but this should get cancelled. There's one zealot trying to save it, but it's not gonna do the trick. He's gonna kill all of these lings, especially with this body joining up. This is a weird game. Now we do see the carapace complete instantly going into melee damage, and Rumeith is not making really any drones. He's staying on 30 drones, he's just making lings. He's gonna overpower the lings. Is this gonna work? I mean, it might. There's no Archon, there's no Templar Archives, there's no DTs, right? If you had a DT, you're forcing your opponent into a lair, right? That's how powerful DTs are actually in this specific matchup, SC1 versus SC2. I mean, he can't really throw down a spore crawler on your side of the map, right? He needs a lair for either overseers or even overlord drop, creep drop, so there's no way to get any detection across the map. And you can easily defend with DTs. They completely shred anything that's not like Ultralisks. Even Ultralisks they kind of deal with. Zealot in the wall. It's gonna hold strong there. Those guys are powerful zealots, man. They're kind of dissecting those lings. And Rumeith is starting to make some drones, but look at this drone count. 4 drones over here, 8 drones over here, and only 14 in the main, so it's not anywhere close to being fully saturated. Now, Gerald is finally getting the +1. It does not really change anything here in this matchup. And I'm not sure if he had clicked on those links before. Now, Baneling Nest on the way here. Range for Dragoons coming up. We do have cannons. 6... Wait, was that 6 cannons? No, I think it was different number. It might have been a 2. So we do have a few cannons on the way here. And another Nexus for Gerald. 4th base on the way. Very fast expansion patterns. But I feel like he's about to get overrun here very soon with those Banelings. He doesn't really have anything else besides that Zealot production. And finally going into Templar Archives. But going up to 4 bases with only 6 gates feels very, very exotic to me. And yeah, this Nexus is exposed. There's no units close by. There's no recall, remember. So he's using the drones to drill. And it does work. It does scare Rumeith away. And those 2, though, are kind of getting split from the Zealots. So they're now getting overwhelmed. And it feels like Gerald is having small potions of his army getting slaughtered left and right here. He's coming in on top of those queens. If you can kill a few queens, that would be nice, eating into the production here of Rumeith. Rumeith is just making mass-ling Baneling. And yeah, I'm kind of... I would love to see a macro hatchery for him. He doesn't really have enough production, actually, to mass produce what he's making. Now, whenever Bane speed is gonna finish, he's probably just gonna go ahead and make a bunch of Banes and then try to kill Gerald. He does not know yet about that 4th base, so it might be a saving grace eventually. He's just gonna kill that base like this? No. Enough Zealots are here to save the day. Templars are on the way. Storm is on the way as well, but it's not done yet. I wonder if he's gonna morph an Archon, or if he just keeps the Templars. Love to see it. A Templar without any spell. Hallucination. Caldrian Amulets. It can only do the Archon merge. No Storm. No other things. Now Rumeith is gonna Bane bust this. Not interested in making many drones. Baneling's rolling in, not really finding... They need to kind of fight the army. I'm not sure where he's going with this. He's going on top of the Nexus, but that feels kind of wrong to me. Because the army's gonna stand strong, and he has a backup Nexus, which Rumeith doesn't even know about. And yeah, now he just spent all of his army. He killed only 4 drones. Or probes. He could have killed the Nexus after he kills the army, right? So I feel like that was a huge mistake. Now the counterattack's got to commence here. Gerald is suddenly feeling super strong. He has a big economy still left. And he does have Storm. Oh boy, he does Storm his own Templar to death though. But this should just be enough raw power. Now finally Banelings is starting to connect to those Zealots. And that's really what you're looking for here as Rumeith. But it's just not enough units left. There's something satisfying when you see Dragoons being microed, like, little by little. I don't know what it is, but something is just, it feels satisfying to watch that. When they're getting stutter stabbed. And Gerald does take the win. There you go. One moment. I don't know why the DVD didn't work. Now let's create another USB drive here, maybe that works again. Give me a moment before I load up the last map here. So we're looking at a 1-1 situation here, going into map number 3. In the bottom right, we do have Gerald now as Protoss, SC2 Protoss again, and in the top left it is Rumeith. Gerald played this like StarCraft 2, yeah, I agree. Definitely, he is also lacking the experience from StarCraft 1. I don't think he has ever played that game. He also did not play during Wings of Liberty, for example. He's like a later player. He came in later, and that was even closer to Brood War than Legacy was, right? So it's a completely different game what he's kind of playing. But this also means he's not really stuck in the ways. And he has like different approaches, which might be interesting to see. Now Rumeith is going for a proxy hatchery, it seems. Already throwing down the pool. And remember, those links are quite powerful. There's gonna be just that one gate expand here. And there's the hatchery inside the wall. So let's see how many probes. None. It's quite interesting. It's just gonna throw down a forge. Might be a good choice. We'll have to wait and see how this is gonna play out. He's just gonna keep on full mining minerals, and he's gonna throw down a couple of cannons here. Will he throw down a cybernetic score? That's also a good choice. I feel like you kind of want to make a backup pylon already. There it is, and this is a full wall. It's gonna chrono boost out the Zealot. I feel like this hatchery has already been dealt with. Even walled behind this, so yeah. This is looking good for Gerald, throwing down a cannon at this point. How can you make this work as Rumeith? I mean, links are coming in now, but... Are we gonna see a sunken rush now at this point? Link's running in, he's gonna try to snipe the Zealot, but that even doesn't work. Now, what is Rumeith? How's he gonna go from this point onwards? He's sitting at 7 drones in the main base, it's insane. And he's pulling some drones to make sunken colonies, I feel like. That should not work though, right? Should it? He needs to pull out of gas, I feel. What is he doing with the gas? Gerald does see these sunken colonies, but of course, I mean, you kind of still want to use the lava, bro. Oh, he doesn't have the money to actually do anything with them. So the sunken colonies are gonna finish up and they're gonna put on pressure on the gateway, but if he wants to push forward, he just needs to bring more drones and make more sunkens. That's how it's gonna work. And maybe he can overwhelm with links, but he's only making drones right now. He's back to mining gas. I wonder what for. Why does he want so much gas? And see, they were only in range of the gateway, so the forge is safe, the cyber core is safe, the pylons is safe. It doesn't really matter that much here to Gerald. He only has the issue that he cannot recreate a wall. He needs to create a very ugly wall if he wants to, like place down a pylon over here and another gateway over here or something. He's just making a couple gates in his main base. Does have a Twilight Council with those on the way here. And one extra gate and the army in the north to kind of plug up that entrance. Gonna throw down a hallucinated phoenix, push that one out. We do see the Hydra Den on the way now. But this is so drone light. Is this gonna work out? I really wonder. This is a very light contain here that we do have currently for Rumeith. And yeah, keeping Gerald basically trying to keep him contained, but he could just avoid that with Blink Stalkers going down over here, for example. He's going into Blink, he's making more and more Stalkers, and you can also, with the shield battery, trade against those. Those really hit them hard, man. 40 damage against armor. It's insane. They 4-shot Stalkers, so with 2 you 2-shot them. That's insane. And he quickly abandoned the idea of trying to out-trade those sunken colonies, it feels like. He can just walk past though if he wants to. Oh, that one armor is actually gonna be extremely nice here in keeping these Stalkers alive a little bit longer. Sunken colony not really targeted. And it does fall. And the Overlord also is gonna get killed off. That's not gonna supply block, but barely. It's one supply, so he needs to remake that Overlord. You see a sunken colony at the front and going into a 4th hatchery now. A layer is complete. What are you gonna do, Mr. Rumeith? This does not look promising. Blink's about to finish up, and that's when Gerald's attack is gonna start, I feel like. +1 is also about to finish up. There's no carapace this time. I feel like he can just push it into this location. I mean, the sunken is actually super powerful, so you want to be a little bit careful. You need something to deal with that. Gets a Colossi for high ground vision. But you could also just go past the sunken colonies. Now, Rumeith is kind of walking across the map, but yeah, as you can see, if you don't have the Hydras with this, the sunken colonies are just gonna fall. He does lose a Stalker, even though he blinked it out, it did still connect. That's an interesting thing to know. The Hydralisk then is gonna get killed off, no Hydra range here, it's gonna be denied. Hydra's coming in though, there's a bunch of them, and that's a good surround. He needs to walk away from that cluster. And he needs to snipe them one by one, like he's doing right now. He needs to save the Stalkers that are low, and he's going in now. But there's a lot of Hydras behind this, so he needs to turn around again. More Stalkers coming in, but this is kind of feels like they're playing with the same pieces, but these things are cheaper and better, and they don't cost as much supply. It's kind of crazy. Stalker is the Hydralisk of the Protoss, but with Blink. That's why it costs 2 supply. Rumeith going for the low Stalkers here. Pretty good defense, but in the end it's just not enough here. Gerald is gonna win that game.